Good morning, everybody. It's me, Keith London. Slept in a little late today. So, I made a statement that I feel that the further you get away from the original birds, the birds should have actually gotten better. What that means is not away from the original birds. That means if you started breeding birds in 2010, by 2005, I think your stock should be better than it was in 2010. And that's without bringing in any birds or minimal birds, like a few birds. Because you're going to do what you got to do to move the family forward. So, that being said, it's like this. You get 4 birds from whoever. 2 cocks, 2 hens. And you pair them up. Let's say pair A give you good quality, good depth, and frequency, but they don't have the kit sensitivity part. The other pair B, gives you kit sensitivity, stability, tight kitting, but they're not that deep, or they only go on the breaks. So now you breed these birds, mix them up here and there. So you're trying to get all the best qualities of each pair in the future babies, right? So if you do that right and you succeed, now you got birds with good quality, good speed, good depth, frequent, and kit sensitive, all in one. And that's what you're trying to get. So as you get further away, you might say, okay, I need a little more of this. You bring that 1 bird or 2 in, boom. And so in actuality, the farther you get away from when you started, you should be better off 5 years later. There are guys that start at one spot and they still there 5-6 years later. They didn't get no better. They didn't get worse, but they didn't get better. Now, if you're not coming in, smashing, kicking down doors, scoring points, you know what I'm saying? Kicking butt and taking names, you need to get better. And we have yet to see what the Birmingham Roller is really capable of. So everybody's still working, trying to improve their birds and get to the next level. And believe me, there are levels to this. There really are. So that's what I meant by that. Not saying that the original birds will be obsolete. We're talking about as a family goes, your birds should be further along than they were when you started 5 years ago. You shouldn't be doing the exact same thing unless you're coming in, smashing, doing what you're supposed to do. Other than that, your birds should be getting better. How do you do that? Each family gonna take different ways to get there. Each family is different, so there's no set ways to do anything. Every family is gonna be different. But one thing I know for a fact that I've learned over the years, and just reminding me again this past few years, is them bird, you gotta be selected for them traits, and they gotta be picked out the air. Those traits. What we do sometimes as Birmingham Roller Fancers is what we do is we pick the fastest birds, the fast deep birds, even if they not really that frequent. But sometimes we don't really pay attention to that, or how frequent they really are, or if they are kit sensitive, because the bird's rolling so good, we want to bring it in. But if you're trying to compete, you got to bring in them birds just on that level. They bred for that. It's like having a regular backyard pit bull and a game dog. It's not the same thing. They don't even look the same. That's the level I'm talking about. And we can do it. I mean, any family can be cultivated to get to a certain level. It's just that we got to know what to do to get there. So what we try and do is move our family from point A to B to C until we complete everything. What I did was, what I'm doing right now is I'm going through my records, seeing all the birds that work. I make notes. I put down notes, on my record book. I don't have those original records where I just do the notes real with detail, like this many times a minute on this feed, on this time of day these birds did this. Those are my older notes, not in these notes I have now. So, but I'm starting to pay attention to more things now. I'm not gonna lie, I admit I thought it would be easier as long as I can keep the birds around. And I still feel that it won't be as hard as it is now if I just select the right birds from the kits that always want to work. When the birds set, they go. Birds set, they go. Even if the kit ain't going, them birds are going, they set. So I've been paying attention to that all this last few months. So, and those are pairs I'm putting back together. And some other birds that go every now and then. I'm putting those with some of the birds that's off those pairs. So I'm working my way through it. And at the same time, I brought in a couple of Mike Walden cross birds. I brought one into the loft, a white one. And that's another cock that Jeff Young raised. He threw some really good ones too. So I'm putting him back on the same mate when I made them good ones. And go from there. I mean, that's what I mean by, doing what it takes. And it's not a cross, because if I go back, I had jackanet birds in my bloodline too in the beginning, like in the 90s. A cock and a hen that came straight from jackanet, but I got them from Henry Lumpkins. Well, one of them from Henry Lumpkins, the other one from Sanford Johnson, same person I got smoked from, but he got the birds from Henry Lumpkins. So with that being said, Cooper flying around. The birds they're right here. So I've just been paying attention, watching the birds, which one's doing what, which one's giving me what, and also pay attention to the markings and or expression and type and all that. See if it makes a difference in those birds. But other than that, if it perform well with the kit, consistent and it's consistent with it, at the end of the year, my kit gonna suffer for next year, but it's going into the loft. Like right now, there's two birds. I took out three. They're all one of the blacks, the other white, and the tortoiseshell white flag. They're not in the kit no more. So there's three other birds out. Besides the ones that get caught. But I have to do this. I have to put these birds back in the loft. So, and I just went and reacquired some of my birds that I had on loan that can help me out. So that I know we're good. And they did good for my club members, but I gave them a chance to make them some. So they made them some, stocked some. So I got my original back. It's just that you try to help people, and some people you help, it feels good to see somebody that you help do well. You know what I'm saying? That you help, you have a hand in, give them a few words of advice or birds, whatever it may be, and it worked out for them. It feels good. I'm not a selfish person, never been a selfish person. So I always try to help people move their family forward. I give advice and try this or try that. So now I gotta see. Now my test has come. Can I get back to greatness or get close? It's a test. I love it. It's what makes Birmingham Roller so fun. The challenge of it. I'm an athlete, and you always want to go play in the best games. You never want to go in the gym where you look and you say you can outclass these dudes easily, unless you're just trying to get a workout. But if you're looking for some real game, you go and walk in the gym, see no talent, you should walk right out, which is what I always did. I said, I ain't nobody here. You playing Keith? Nah, I'm good. Y'all go and have fun, I'm gone. Just like that. When you see guys are good, and you're like, whoa, okay, let me try to get in this game, see what I can do. That's how it is. That was always my challenge from day one, even when I was with ICRs, and I first got in ICRs, that was the challenge, flying against Ray Vaughn, Eddie Scott, them dudes like them names like that, Frank Cortez. It was just, that's what made it interesting. I made want to get in even more. So, and then I only wanted rollers. I didn't care who bloodline it was. If it rolled with good quality and worked a lot and was a worker, that's what I was going for. Only the workers, period. So, and my theory was if you keep putting all these birds that like to work, your odds of having flat kits goes out the door, and your odds of you getting breaks goes up. May not be big breaks, but you get breaks. People say, oh, you're getting all them small breaks, but you getting one big break every 6 minutes, and then these birds give me small breaks every half a minute. So it works out that way too until you get to the point where you can get the big breaks. Everything takes steps to get to. You got to take the steps to get to the next level. But anyway, I started off with frequent birds that were so frequent I can 5 you to death. And I knew that wasn't gonna win the big stuff, so I brought in some birds that can stretch them out where I can get them eights and them 9s. Even if I don't get 10s, 8s and 9s. But your quality is going up, so it takes steps. So where my birds were 20 years ago, they're not there. They're better than that, but not where they were 10 years ago. So, and that's why I'm working my way back up. So we'll see what happens. So that's my explanation on that. Hope that helps you and give you an idea what I was talking about. All right, peace.